Hi guys, and I have in front of me a Dreadnought. Not any old Dreadnought, this is a Grey Knight Inquisitor Dreadnought, and what a beast of a mini it is. And using the word mini doesn't really fit the sculpt really, does it? Let's be honest. So let's go over a few things that I've done to this mini. So let's start off at the base. Now, it's a 60mm base, so if I just chuck down some cork and a little bit of weathering pigments, it'd look a bit sparse and plain. So I tried to add a few trinkets, if you like. Now we'll start with the skulls. They're just plain old skulls that I got from one of the Dark Eldar kits that Matt gave me. And the ghoul you see there is a Mantic mini from Mantic Games. Now what I did to sort of like make it look a bit gruesome was add some UI glue or UHU glue, and it's got like a really stringy texture to it. Now what I do is I mix that in with some inks, not washes. I have to stress that it's the old type of inks like Games Workshop used to do, but Vallejo still make the inks. The reason why I use inks is they leave like a natural gloss to the finish, I should say. So I mixed that in, and the inks that I used was red, purple and black ink, but only the tiniest amount of black to that mix to get that deep sort of like blood look. So yeah, pretty gruesome. Towards the back of the Dreadnought there, I've used pretty much exactly the same paint scheme and technique that I did that on what mini was it now? Mephiston, that was it, Mephiston. And I really love the overall look that I got when I did it on Mephiston. I thought it looked quite cool replicating that on this Inquisitor model there. That's just a Baneblade exhaust, a bit rusted up. So alright, enough of the base, let's get back to the beast. Now, pretty standard paint job as regards to paint scheme, pretty much what you'd expect with the white and the silver, but I changed a few things. Like I wasn't happy with the black robes there. I think it would have been, especially on the Inquisitor himself, too much of the mini would have been obscured in shadow, especially with the sword and the high parts of the chair that he was sitting on there. So I went with red on. I think it looks really nice. I hope you think so yourself there, Girl Painter. Sorry, I probably didn't mention this is for Girl Painter 2010, Mac's other half, Lisa. So yeah, I hope you like that little bit of art direction I went for there. Also a few other things that I changed as well. Now again, looking at the box art, they'd made the altar, if that's what you want to call it, they gave it sort of like a marble effect. I didn't like that look at all. That's just my opinion. I just thought it looked a bit cheesy. So I definitely dropped the marble look. And they also used in the shadows yellow, which I thought was a bit peculiar. Again, I personally didn't like that look, so I changed that as well. But other than that, everything's pretty similar. I made the insets of the skulls there gold. Makes it look a little bit more precious and ornate, which would go really with the Grey Knights. And that's the only thing that's really changed. I mean, the thing's got buckets of detail. I mean, let's go over a little bit of a rivet count for you. If you was to count the purity seals, I think I did. There you go, that's how sad I am. I think there's over about 25, give or take a couple. I'm just remembering off the top of my head now, but there is a bucket load of purity seals on this bad boy. And that's not including the scrolls, which what I did with the scrolls, now we're talking about them, is I added some of the Sisters of Battle decals, and I've had that one sheet for so long, and the amount of stuff I butchered off that, you wouldn't believe. It's best decal sheet ever. Do a search for the Sisters of Battle decal sheet, guys. If you're able to pick it up, it's probably one of the best out there. But back to what I was talking about, I used some of the Inquisitor logos there, and what you see down here on this one is a wreath that was from a Baneblade kit that had an Iron Hand symbol in it, I believe, which I cut out, and I replaced that with an Inquisitor logo. So, all in all, let me know what you think, guys. I think this has turned out really well, considering how much there is to the miniature. I've managed to paint it in not too bad a time. I thought this was going to be one of those miniatures that you never get finished. You're always finding the next thing to paint. But it went quite well. I can't say the same for the modelling stage, no. But then I have to say I'm quite thankful that it's fine cast, and there's a few people have just spat the food out that statement. But I can officially say that if it was actually this was a metal sculpt, it would have been even worse. The altar's a massive chunk of metal. Would have been a massive chunk of metal, so actually fine cast in this instance is definitely the better material. Well, I personally think. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys, and please rate, comment and subscribe, and yeah, glad this beast is finished.